Welcome back to the Overcomfort podcast, you guys. I am your host, Jenicka Lopez. Thank you guys so much for being here from whatever platform you're at, listening and watching at your home, kitchen, work. A lot of people say you guys are listening at work, so I'm really happy, but don't get in trouble. Anyways, I'm so excited to be here with you guys. If you guys haven't gotten the chance to listen to last week's episode with Pau Torres, please make sure you guys check. But before you go, I want to introduce our special guest of the day, Christen Dominique.
Hi,
guys. My very dear friend. Look, I'm going to be very honest. I have admired you for a long time.
Stop.
I'm being for real. Like, when I first started, you and Desi were like, and Karen were like my main inspirations to start. So this is a full circle for me.
I'm honored.
You do, because you've been in the game for a long time. You've worked your ass off. You guys, she has 4.5 million subscribers on YouTube. That is a lot. That is like a lifetime of work to get to that many subscribers. Social media influencer, mom, wife, and an entrepreneur. She's all of it in a little box and little body. I'm so happy to have you as a guest. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm happy to be here. Yeah, and I'm so honored. Coming from you, are you kidding?
No.
Wow. Yeah, I'm really happy to be here. I'm feeling good.
Okay, good. Because a lot of people say that they're nervous and they get like little,
yeah,
they want to back out at the end. When they get here, I'm like, it's gonna be fine. Don't worry.
But you know what? Your setup is so calming.
Yes.
Like, it's so aesthetic and calming. I'm like, I need a little latte. I should have brought my latte.
Yes.
It's giving that vibe.
Yeah, I love that. Okay. All right. Well, I saw your podcast with Alan.
Yes.
Right? And I was obsessed because you had talked about things that I really didn't know about you.
Yeah.
And in a sense, I felt really connected to you, which we'll get more into that when we get more into the conversations and topics. Yeah. But I like to start the podcast with letting people kind of know who you are, what you do, kind of giving you the mic so that way people can get to know you. If they don't know you, I don't know who doesn't, but if they don't, who is Christen Dominique? Where was she born? How was childhood? Where did you grow up? How many siblings? All that good.
Okay, background. So I'm Christen Dominique. I'm originally from Houston, Texas. And I moved over to Los Angeles about 9 years ago to start my entire life.
Literally.
I have a son. He's 15 right now. I cannot believe he's 15. I was a young mom, so I'm married, and I have a cosmetic business that I started in 2018. I was a makeup artist before that, for a freelance makeup artist. Nothing serious or professional when I say that. I call myself a freelance makeup artist.
Love that.
From high school, middle school, let's just count that, I was a locker room makeup artist all the way to outside of, high school, and then doing little shoots here and there and just weddings and stuff like that. But I also worked in insurance, and that was kind of my primary job.
What?
Yes. So I did that for a long while until I moved out.
Wow.
To do YouTube full time.
What? Mm-hmm. Was it scary?
Very.
Yeah. How old were you?
When I moved out here, I was 26. I'm like, I was 26, yes, because Jaden was 6. I was just turning 27. So I think I didn't even start until I was like 30, until I started like really growing. Which is crazy when I put it into ages, because I feel like I was a baby and I didn't grow up until I moved here.
Wow.
Yeah. So for so many years, I still felt like I was like that young 20 something.
Because you learn so much over here.
You sure do.
You learn a lot in LA.
About life.
It's a lot scarier.
People, yourself, like everything.
Wow. What insurance, if you don't mind me asking? I just like to know.
I worked in Medicare Advantage. So like for your grandmas and grandpas, abuelitos, abuelitas, like I was helping them. I was customer service.
You have that voice. Like, it's so soft and like, hey guys. Yes. So perfect. I would like you would be one of the people I'd like to talk to on the phone.
Yeah,
like
I would help you too. I would do such a good job.
yes,
From start to finish.
dude. Oh, because today I was on the phone, totally random, but I was on the phone canceling my Wi-Fi, and I couldn't stand the person's like voice or like their attitude. So I'm just like, just cancel my Wi-Fi. I don't want to talk to you anymore. And I felt bad, but beyond the point, you have a gorgeous voice. Like I just love it. Your family's full Mexican?
So my mom is Mexican. She's from Chicago.
Okay.
And my biological dad, which I don't know very as well, but he's Portuguese from Guyana. So Guyanese Portuguese, which is different from a European. So I feel like I have to say that because they're more like Caribbean, like islandy.
Right.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that place.
Yeah, it's in South America next to Venezuela, but it's so separated. They're all different. Like you can be Asian. There's a mixture of Portuguese, Indian, African American.
Oh, there's everybody.
Chinese. Like they're just a mixture.
And what about the dad that raised you?
They raised me. He was Mexican, but he was from Detroit.
Okay.
So like that. Yeah, so they had Mexican parents. My mom's dad is from Monterrey. I say that. So I'm so insecure about saying Monterrey. It's so weird. But my stepdad that raised me, yes, this family was all from Mexico.
Oh, my God. But you weren't raised super Mexican.
No, because my mom never spoke Spanish to me at all. The only time I got that interaction was from my grandpa because that's all still to this day, I'm like, Grandpa.
Yeah.
¿Cómo estás? And he's like, Mija, Christy.
All my family calls
me Christy. They don't call me Kristen. They're like, Christy, I guess I don't know.
I love that.
But I love it too. I'm just like, yes.
So cute.
Yeah, that's how I learned some of my Spanish. And then also from not knowing enough Spanish, being in a Spanish predominant school and not speaking it very well. People didn't like that.
Yeah.
They were like,
felt left out, kind of weird.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
They were like, how are you Hispanic and you don't know Spanish?
Oh, my
So I learned real quick. And
Yes.
I was picking up everything I could. And I learned a lot in that. That was fifth grade.
Dude.
Fifth grade, like that's.
Yeah. You felt like that pressure.
Yes.
And like you already didn't belong.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel that. I had it was even more. I don't even want to say it's more worse for me, but because of my mom and her position in this lifestyle and the cameras and all that, I would get made fun of so much.
Really?
Yes, because me and my little brother, like my mom never spoke. I feel like because we were younger, she didn't really care about speaking Spanish to us.
Yeah.
And then my dad, he wasn't around as much because he was in jail. So, but he spoke predominantly Spanish and all that. But I was still young. Like he passed away when I was 15. No, sorry, 12. And I never got the opportunity. So I was like, okay, I really took that Rosetta Stone in school. Like, I was like, I'm not going to get made fun of anymore. It's because it's a lot of pressure. And it's like, I enjoy being Mexican.
Yeah.
But I don't want to seem like too whitewashed. Like they'll make fun of me if I'm too whitewashed, you know? And it's not, obviously nothing against that, but it's just like, I love the culture and I love it so much that I did it because I loved it. And because, you know, I don't want to make fun of
Yeah, no, I love it too. You know what's funny? Like my mom growing up listened to more pop and rock. Like alternative rock and like Weezer, Blink-182.
Yes.
And so my dad growing up, he was from Detroit, so very hip hop rap.
Yes.
So I had those two, but I liked Spanish music.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
So you brought it all together.
I wasn't raised like hearing that very much. Right. I heard it and I loved it. I fell in love with it. And so at an early age, I was listening to Spanish music on my own and country, which is funny because nobody likes country around me. Like my friends, my family, nobody does. And except for me. So Spanish music and country, and I love all genres of music, but those are my two favorite.
Are you still like a Texas girl at heart?
I'm a Texas girl.
You love
I am. I really am.
Oh my God.
I don't feel like I'm here. I'm a California girl.
Right.
I live here. But my heart, I think, is in Texas with just how I was raised and brought up. Food, you know, music.
Is it totally different? Like, what do you miss?
I wouldn't move. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't move back.
Really?
I would move my family here. I love it here.
Okay.
But I feel like the way that I was raised in the culture in Texas is a little bit different. So, but I mean, Yeah.
Like in what way?
I mean, I don't just the feeling. It's not really anything specific. It's more of like a Texan girl feeling, like barbecue, like. Not to say that not everybody's super welcoming and loving, because there's a lot of beautiful people
Yeah,
here.
they're kind.
I mean, you were born here.
Yes, I was.
Yes, and you are so kind, so warm, and just such a kind person, such a gorgeous person. And growing up, I was surrounded by that.
Okay.
So when I moved here,
it was
different. Like
everybody,
the impact was like, what do? You know? And so I was like, what? Like, you don't like me? You don't want to be my friend? And I want to be everybody's friend.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, quickly I was like, yeah, I'm a Texan girl. I don't know.
Oh.
But if I go back now, it's not like that.
Is everyone mean over there now?
It's different.
Oh
it's different.
God.
It's the times, maybe.
Okay, so you mentioned in your podcast with Alan that you were raised by a single mom.
Yes.
She was how old?
Yeah, well, she was 15 when
she had you. Not single mom, sorry. She was young mom.
She was a young mom. And then she got with my former stepdad when she was like 15, So I was 6 months when they got together.
Wow.
And so, yeah, she was a very young mom.
Wow. How was that? Did you feel like you guys grew up together?
Yes, we were sisters. Like, we'd borrow each other's clothes. We'd fight over clothes, just silly. I've seen my mom grow up into the woman she is, which is beautiful.
Yes. She went through a lot.
Oh, girl. Yeah, she went through so much.
Yes. Was it very traumatic for you, though? Like, was it, although, like, it was like you guys are best friends, but, like, because you guys were so, like, close, did you guys bump heads a lot?
Oh, yeah. I moved out of the house. I was like, we can't stand each other.
No.
Literally could not. Like, I was in 12th grade. So I don't know how old I was, but maybe 17 or something. I was like,
so you moved out right away.
Yeah. I was like, I want to move with my grandma. So I moved with I was living in Clear Lake, and then I moved to another part of Houston. I forgot the name of it already. Golly. Cypress. And so, like, I moved over there with my grandma because me and my mom were bumping heads so much. It was not fun. I think a lot of teen girls, I don't know if I've heard from my other friends that they have, like, arguments a lot with their moms and just aren't the best. But mine, we were, like, so close that we just couldn't stand each other.
My sister and my mom were like that too, though.
Yeah.
Like, because she had her at 15. My mom had her at 15, and she would always say, like, how am I supposed to, like, you didn't come with the manual book. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I barely know what I'm doing right now. So it's like, your mom was growing and then you're growing. So it's like, where do you guys meet in the middle? And then it's like the same attitudes.
That's exactly what it is. And then not until when I got older, I think I was like in my early 20s, like maybe 23-ish. Then we became a little bit more friends, and now we're besties.
Love
like
that.
Sisters.
Did your relationship change after you moved? Like, better?
No, we were already so close. You know what? The reason I say that I grew up when I moved to California, because I was so babied, to be honest. My mom always felt like she needed to protect me in so many ways that she wanted to, like, make decisions for me or make sure that she was there to make decisions.
Right.
And so I was used to that. And then when I had to move, oh my God, first of all, that was like like somebody died or something. And we call each other every day now, but it was really, really crazy. I was crying. She was crying. So it was tough moving. But yeah, once I moved out here, I didn't have her to make those decisions. So I went through all those things by myself.
Yourself, yeah.
And I figured it out, and I feel like I'm more of my own person now.
Oh my God. You let go of the security blanket.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love that. What growth.
Growth. Love growth.
Okay, so I want to rewind about the whole dad situation.
Yeah.
What? That's crazy. And I'm going to tell you why. I don't know if, like, you've heard or saw my episode. I connected with you because I didn't find out that my dad wasn't my dad till like 2-3 years ago.
What?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Isn't it a shocker?
It's a shocker. And that's why I was like, I need to ask Christen. I need to get her on the podcast because I need to know. Look, the difference from you and me is that your mom was here to tell you, right? And my mom wasn't. So I had to find out. if you guys have heard it, just bear with me. But I found out because we did the reality show, we did 23andMe, we that like finding out where we go, all like ancestry, all that stuff. And then me and my little brother were supposed to match. We didn't match because we were supposed to have the same dad. So my sister kind of made this little weird thing, and I'm like, well, what? And there always had been a rumor in my family that one of my mom's kids wasn't their dad's kids. Child. So it just went through this whole thing. I let it go for a year. Then the pandemic came. I felt like through the pandemic, like a lot of people started finding realization and self-care, and like everyone went through this like spiritual, emotional, mental healing. And I feel like I really went through mine because I was bored out of my mind. Like I had nothing to do. So I did a sibling, the DNA test with my brother. And that comes out like we're half siblings. So I'm like, great.
What?
Here we go. Like, dude, like what?
Wow.
What am I supposed to do? Like, how am I supposed to find this man? Like, my mom never left any clue.
Yeah.
No one
knew.
No one knew. Like, my sister knew.
Okay.
My sister knew, but she didn't know in detail.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, mom never told me anything. Like, and there's only certain people that know. So I went to my mom's best friends and asked them, like, hey, like, do you know anything? They're like, I promised your mom I wouldn't say anything. I'm like, okay, so she's not here, so you're going to tell me now.
Yeah.
Like, spill the beans.
Yeah.
Never. Nobody ever wanted to tell me anything. I had gone through, like, so many things. I asked my uncles and everybody. My grandma didn't even know. Like, it was just like this huge thing. So there was like people that, you know, prospects, like, okay, I heard it might be this guy. I heard it might be this guy. None of those guys. So then I did Ancestry, which is the other one where you have to send the DNA or whatever.
Yeah.
And you have to fingers crossed that somebody has done the same test.
Yeah.
And then everything connects or whatever.
Yeah.
So then I connect with one of my siblings, one of his kids. And then from there, on my birthday, I found out, like, who he was, this and that.
On your birthday?
On my birthday. And I was in Miami. I had gotten the little notification. I have the screenshot to this day. They're like, oh, your results are in or whatever. And I'm like, okay. And I took a moment. I'm like, Lord, like, prepare me for whatever this is. And yeah. And then I found out I was Puerto Rican. And then I met him. Yeah.
Wait.
Dude.
Wow.
And I met him, like, that next year, and that was it.
How was that?
It was weird. It's a little weird because like I said, my dad passed away when I was 12. So I already grew up. Like, I'm already, how old was I? 21? I was like 23 when I met him.
Oh, yeah.
So that was like barely 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm already in a different mindset. My parents passed away. Like, I'm grown. Like, I don't need anything. Like, I just want to see who you are, like, kind of get your story and kind of, you know, and that'll share, like, off camera because I don't like to talk about, like, all that.
After.
But, it was just weird. Like, you know, like the vibe, like, and I'm an awkward person. Like, I'm very awkward. So I had to have I had my sister on FaceTime. I had my other sister there. I had my best friend with me. I was like, I need as much support or whatever. And I mean, it was pretty much it. Like, till this day, like, we only talk, like, every now and then. Like, hey, how are you?
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's my vibe, too, with him.
Right?
Yeah.
Have you met him?
I've met him. I met him the day that I was told. I was literally being driven to a gas station to meet him.
How old were you?
15.
Oh my God.
And it was so weird. We picked him up. He got in the back of the truck or the car or whatever. And he goes, hey y'all, what's going on?
No.
I was like, what? And then I look, and then he's dark. He doesn't look
like you?
Yeah, no, he looks a lot like me, but he's dark and he speaks country, like his country accent, like a true Texan man.
Yes.
And I'm like, and he starts telling me, yeah, I'm from Guyana. I was born there, and then they shipped me on over here, and I'm like, what?
No.
Literally, that's how they ambushed me. They freaking ambushed me in the car, and I'm just like, okay.
Right. So did your mom ever tell you why she didn't tell you?
So
or kept it from you?
Honestly, they didn't tell me the reason. They just said it was better if I just left it alone, because I think what was happening, not to put my mom's information out there, but Mom, you were really young, okay?
Yeah.
So it's fine. In case she's watching.
Yeah.
She was so young, and she kind of was like, he was the popular guy in school.
Okay.
And it was I think it was more of so, like, it was just like a one night, like, it was just an accident. And that was it. And then she has a baby, and she's like, I'm not going to get rid of it.
Right.
So she kept me.
What?
and then, so they never were together or anything.
Uh-huh.
And that's why, I think, personally, because that's what the story is. But I'm like, that's why you guys never told me, I guess.
So
I don't know.
How did you, like, know, or, like, how did it come up that he wasn't, I mean,
So
he was your dad? Or?
My mom was was supposed to get a divorce when I was 9, because we were with a very abusive man.
Okay.
And I was sitting there with her in the lawyer's office or whoever it was, and they said, is this her biological father? And she said no. And they're like, okay, who's a biological father? And I was like, what does biological father mean?
No.
And she goes, oh, maybe we can talk about this another time.
No.
And then so I asked my grandma that. I was like, Grandma, they said, and she's like, oh, no, don't worry about it. She just didn't answer it. And my grandma was like, yes, there's somebody else that you're Portuguese, like, you're not full Mexican. What? She told me. And then my grandma was so, like, everybody, she was known to be, like, wild and funny and crazy, but truthful. And so my mom's like, don't listen to her, like, it's fine. So not until I was 15, she was like, yes. What? But all those years from 9 to 15, I would have dreams about it and just think about, like, what if it's real? No, like, what does this man look like? Like, what is Portuguese? Like, I don't know.
So it was always in your head?
Always in my head.
Dude, I feel that, because I say it all the time. I felt so different from my siblings. Like, they're all, like, we're very connected. We're very united, but they like a lot of similar things, and I like some things that are different. Yeah. And there were just, like, little things, or, like, I'm the only one that has, well, my other sister, but she has another dad. Like, I have dimples, but my other brother, like, it was just weird. Like,
you look, I could see the Puerto Rican.
Really?
Yeah.
Which is crazy, because then I'll explain that my mom, she prayed for, when she got pregnant by me, she got pregnant right when my dad, not my biological dad, was coming out of jail.
Yeah.
So she just kept with that secret, like, I'm going to tell him that it's his.
Yeah.
I was a preemie.
Yeah.
When I wasn't. And so he also thought, like, I was his for a long time. And my mom was like, oh, you got your dimples for your dad, but he doesn't have dimples. She would make, like, a joke. It's TMI, you guys. But, like, she would be like, oh, he poked me with he poked your face. I'm like, don't tell me that. But either way,
so funny.
No,
she
bro.
Was so funny.
But anyways, I was just, like, a lot of things happen, and, like, it was just, it's been a weird experience for me, which is why, like, again, like, I appreciate that I connected with you on that level.
It's cool to hear that there's someone out there that went through the same thing. And it's
surprising, a lot of people have gone through it. Like, a lot of people.
Really?
When I had done a whole episode about it, a lot of people reached out. They're like, wow, like, I've always had doubts about my dad, or I recently went through the same, like, I'm going to talk to my mom about it. And I'm like,
wow.
And I released that episode for me.
Yeah.
Like, more as, like, a release, like, get to know me. Like, I'm kind of misunderstood. Yeah. Like, this is my story. So that's why, like, I appreciate when you went on Alan's and you talked about it, because a lot of people, again, have gone through it. And it's just, like, I don't want to say that it's normal, but it is normal. Like, it's like that awkward normal. And it's like, totally fine.
Other people are going through it.
Were you ever mad at your mom?
No.
I
really wasn't. I don't know if it's a mixture of things. I think it's a mixture of my personality being I live, like, so, like, nothing phases me, honestly. Like, I'm mad for, like, 5 minutes. I'm like, life's too short. Like, let's live life and have fun.
I wish I could be like that.
It literally just flows right off of me. I don't know if it's a bad, my toxic trait. Like, I can detach.
It's like a good and bad.
I'm an Aquarius. So maybe that's why, I don't know.
Yeah.
But that, and just because of what we went through growing up, I was like, you know what? It's okay.
Yeah.
you've been through a lot of trauma. I'm not going to make you go through more trauma.
Right.
You know, so.
You're speaking like for your mom.
For my mom. Yeah. Because, I mean, growing up, I had mentioned this on Alan's podcast, that I grew up very scared. Like, every day was scary because I didn't know if he was going to be happy, sad, crazy. Like, we did not know. And she got it the worst, you know? So I think that's why I'm just like, you know what? It's fine. There's bigger things happening.
To be worried about. Is she happier now? You good?
Okay, I did not mention this on the other one. It makes me so sad because now she is so freaking happy. Good. I have a new stepdad, and he is the best. He's literally an angel. He supported her. My mom always wanted to work in medical, and she's always going through school, but he would throw away her books like midway.
No way.
Yeah, and so she'd end up quitting school and everything for years, and then finally she met this man, and he was like, don't even work, just go to school, like do what you got to do. Now she's a very successful woman, and she's so happy. She has my 13-year-old sister, and she's half Indian and Mexican now. She's with so we're all mixed up over here, but I love like
that's
the little
a cute
culture
little
everywhere.
Mix, yes.
Different cultures, but she's so happy, and they've been together for like since I was 16.
I love that. How are you feeling, like, because you mentioned like the traumas and stuff, like do you feel like you have to live your life kind of, you went through so much as well that you're kind of just letting it be your life?
Yeah, I'm happy. Like, you know, I don't want to put any extra stress on anything because I know how it is to constantly be in like a stressful, anxious environment.
Have you gone through like a lot of anxiety though?
Oh my God. Before? When I was 19, I started having panic attacks like every other day. I ended up in 18. I ended up in the ER so many times just because I thought I was having a heart attack, and I was really just having a panic attack. And they were like, "Are you okay? Like, what's going on?" And then I would be breathing really fast out of nowhere. Have you had a panic or anxiety attack?
Yes.
How scary are they?
It's so like you feel like, I don't even know how to explain it. Yes.
You literally feel like
besides that, it's just like you're like in a blank space. Like you don't know where you are.
You feel like you're out of control. Like you can't control your own body. You can't breathe. It's horrible. So I did go through a lot of that anxiety, a lot of panic, until I really started, I feel like, figuring out my life and my routine. And really letting go of my childhood. Like the thing is, like, there were really good parts of my childhood too. Yeah. Like, he had great moments, but there was pretty bad moments too.
It's like,
but I had fun, happy moments too.
The moments that stick with you.
Yeah.
And that you remember, and it's part of your growth.
Exactly.
And it's a lot scarier and a lot. Again, I hate to say, but it's I hate that part. I hate like abuse and all that. It's normal, and I wish that it wasn't. And it's like I feel like we're in 2020. We're about to be in 2024. Like when are guys really gonna show up? And I feel like it's such an example to younger people. Like, thank God you have a great husband. Because look at Jaden, like he doesn't have to see, or like, you know what I mean? Like he could grow up to love someone just as much as your husband loves you, or you know what I mean? I feel like those things matter to me. Like what you're showing, what you saw at a young age is like, it's still like triggering. Oh
yeah.
Okay. Speaking of Jaden and marriage, we're gonna go on a quick break, and then we're gonna come right back and talk about your beautiful family and everything. So we'll be right back.
All right.
All right, you guys, we are back from break. We just had a beautiful conversation about childhood trauma and like our fathers, and I loved it. It was so good. But for those of you guys that didn't know, she is a beautiful mom and wife. You don't even look like you have such a youthful face and such a beautiful spirit. Like, I'm being for real. Like, you are so sweet and so kind. Like, if I saw you in the street, I didn't know who you were. Like, I wouldn't think you're a mom.
Really?
Yes. You don't give mom vibes, but like, mom vibes are cool too.
I'm a cool mom.
I'm a cool mom. So, okay. So you mentioned you had Jaden young.
Yeah, I was 19.
How was that?
I was 19. Same thing with my mom. I was like, I'm gonna have him. This is what happened. I was not ready. I was definitely not ready.
Where were you in your life?
I was, I was supposed to be in school. Instead, I took a break. And I was out clubbing, and my friends took me out, and that's where I met his dad. He was dancing with this girl, and there was a huge crowd around him, and he was keeping up with her, which was crazy. So I was like, already a little tipsy. I was like, yes, like in the crowd. Okay. And so that's how I first met him and saw him. And then his friends were friends with my friends, and then we just slowly started talking.
Right.
And I was like, hey, do you have a MySpace?
Oh my!
This was a long time ago, guys.
MySpace.
2006.
What?
So he was like, yes. And so I pursued him, and yeah. And then we would just go out to see each other every single time. And then Jaden happened. We were never together, though.
What?
We were never like boyfriend and girlfriend. We would just go see each other, and then we were just in different places in our lives that were not like boyfriend. We weren't ready. And then we were ready. So like we didn't get together until Jaden was 3 months.
No.
So I was like by myself. Yeah. Like,
so you guys kind of kept like that dating vibe.
Yeah. It was just like friends with
benefits. Yeah. But like,
Mom, do not watch this. But basically that's what it was. And then we got together and moved in. Everything happened so fast. But when we moved in, it was like, okay, this is where we're supposed to be. And he balances so much of what I lack, and I balance him too. We're so different. We're very opposite.
Right.
So much so that we were like, we should do, like back in 2019, we were thinking about doing a podcast, and we were like, we should do a podcast because we're so different. Our ideas, things, everything that we love is just so different, other than music, like stuff like that. But like the way we feel and see things in life are very different.
Right.
So we wanted to do something with that, but it's just our schedules are too crazy. We're like, you know what? No, that's too much time. We're not going to be able to run Dominique Cosmetics. Okay. So yeah.
He's your partner in that?
He's my partner in everything. Even when I started doing videos, he was like, let me get you a camera. Like, I didn't want him to see me doing videos. I was so embarrassed.
You were shy about it?
Yes. I didn't want nobody to see.
Oh, my God.
And until they started seeing them, and I was like, okay. And he's like, let's get you a nice camera.
It's like,
it was like an okay camera.
This.
Yeah.
So you started YouTube after Jaden?
He was like God. 1. Yeah. I would do it like here and there, like every so often. But I have videos, I think they're hidden now, but he's in the background, like he's like talking on his fake cell phone, and he's just like just going around, and I have like all my makeup here, and I'm in the restroom using the yellow light. Yeah.
Oh,
I've been around YouTube for a long time.
No, yeah. But you've kept them like private, I feel. Like your family. Is it just like because you want to protect them in that sense, or like?
Yeah. Pretty much. I mean, I did when I moved out here, I made Jaden a little Instagram. He has no idea. Well, he knows about it. He just doesn't have access to it. He has like 3K followers.
Oh.
But he doesn't.
Does he know how many he has?
Yeah.
He probably
but he's a baby on there. Tells him. And I'm like, can I post this picture of you? And he's like, okay, it's not me handling it, but go ahead.
How does it feel raising a boy?
I think it's not as stressful as a girl, I'm assuming. Because it's different. Yeah.
Is it like he's chill?
He's very, very chill. And now that he's a teen, he's a little different. It's different because like he's going through his hormones. And so he does, they have their stages where they just don't want to listen to you. And they're coming into their own person. Yeah.
Is he like the only one you would want to have? Or you like,
you've
thought about it?
We were thinking about it. Actually, we were looking into IVF because as soon as I had Jaden, I was so young, I got an IUD put in. I was like,
after you had him?
After I had him, I was like, put this thing in me. I don't want to have another kid. I'm good. And so I had it, and I changed it out every 5 years. In 2000, during the pandemic, I started having like some kind of pain in my lower abdomen, really bad, excruciating. And so I went to the doctor, and they took an ultrasound, and they were like, oh my God, you have a huge cyst, like massive cyst.
Endometriosis?
And yeah, well, I didn't know that until they did that. Oh, this is what happened. I'm like, because this was so long ago, I feel like now. So The IUD is, they looked for the IUD. They couldn't find it. So
What?
they had to do an ultrasound. And then they were like, oh, shoot, your IUD is like way over here. And so they were like, and you have all these crazy, massive cysts. And then they were like, you got to go to a doctor. So I went to like a specialist. So I went to OB-GYN, never seen this doctor before. And he was like, we got to do surgery today. He's like, because if that thing rolls over,
it erupts.
It's going to mess up your uterus. He was like, I don't know how heavy it is, and we got to get the IUD out. And so there's no way to take it out other than surgery.
Dude, my sister had the same thing. We were in Mexico, and dude, it was honestly traumatic for me. She had a show, and she was getting ready, and in the middle of like her, literally in glam, she just starts screaming at the top of her lungs, like here. And I'm like, well, what's going on? Like, she was shaking. Her body was like, she couldn't move. She was standing, and like she couldn't stand. Like, she was like crippled and all that stuff. And then we found out that she has endometriosis, and she had a cyst, and it ruptured inside.
Oh,
like it, scary. Like, and it is super scary. And now that I think of it, I'm like, dude, does it have to do with the IUD?
I don't know, but my doctor said that most likely, because after the surgery was done, he was like, you have endometriosis, your lining is very slim. He's like, I highly doubt you can have another baby.
What?
And I was like, as soon as he told me that, I was like, I want a baby.
It was scary.
I was like, and then so we were looking, we never even thought about having another baby until he said that.
How long ago was this?
2020. 2021. And so from then we were like talking about IVF and maybe having a little girl.
Yeah.
I think we're in a place right now where we can. So we were looking into it, but we put a pause on it for now because things are a little crazy right now. They're just really
scary,
busy
and scary. Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know why. I could not imagine right now in this very moment, but it could be in the future.
Does Jaden want one?
No. I already told him. He was like, you should have did that a long time ago.
He's like,
why do you need that now? He's like, I don't want a baby, sister or brother. I'm like, what? When it's here, you're going to love it. And he's like, no, I'm not. He's like, I'm going to hate it. And I think he just doesn't want the idea of that happening. He's like, I hate the idea of you guys.
Because he's older now.
He knows.
It's like, yeah.
He's
like disgusted about little things.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. Okay, so.
But maybe in the future.
I mean, well, I'll let you
we
live pretty close. I'm like,
as soon as it happens.
I want to be there. I'm just kidding. No. I would love that. But I'm not totally fine, girl. You got your boy. Like, you're living your best life. You have a business. You have a whole ass career. Like, you know, what more? If you want to, go for it. That's, you know. So obviously your husband has been here for a long time. Would you have ever imagined like everything that you're doing now without him though?
Mm-mm.
No,
because the opportunity that I got to move out here was when we just bought a house. And so I was like, no, we just bought a house. Like, I got a Facebook message from some guy about moving to LA and doing YouTube full time with Ipsy. And I was like, what? I was like, this has got to be fake.
Right.
I told Caesar, and he was like, Caesar's a risk taker. He believes everything can happen.
Yeah.
And it will happen.
Right.
He's been doing like, he doesn't even believe in it, but he's been doing like, what do you call the affirmation? Like manifestation since that's just his personality. He's like, he's very confident, and he's like, wait, no, let me reach out to them and see what happens. And I'm just like, this is crazy. Like, no, this is not going to happen. Like, whatever. So I go on about my day in my little office or my little cubicle, and he calls me. He's like, we're moving to California. I was like, what?
So it was him?
Talking about? Because he talked to the guy.
Yes.
He talked to the guy that contacted us, and they were just starting a new program with stylists or YouTubers. They wanted to create YouTubers that made videos for their bag. That was their main focus.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you come to our office, we have all this beautiful equipment, you have high quality, you're representing us, we put you under a contract, and we have you out here for like 3 years. But you have to move to California. And I was like, this sounds crazy. He's like, we have to do it. So I'm like, okay, so let's do it. And I'm like, okay. So we put our house up for rent, and we get in a U-Haul, and we go to California. It takes us 19 hours to get here. And that's when my life started.
Wow.
I went from being...
Shout out Caesar.
Yeah, I know.
Honestly.
I wish I could have him on a podcast. He's like his own, but he wouldn't.
He's too shy.
He's too shy. He's just not. Yeah.
I need that manifestation over here. Like,
I know, he's like very confident though.
That's what I love is that he's supporting your dream, but like it makes him feel good too. Like he thrives off of it. It's not like a drag. It's not like a job. It's like, this is what's made literally happy wife, happy life, right? Happy wife, happy life. That's why I say
happy life.
No, but it's also making him happy too. Like he's doing, I love that you guys are partners. Like, and we're obviously going to get into like, you know, more social media and all that. Like, I can't believe that he's like that, you know, what your reason.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I wouldn't have moved out here because that's crazy.
No, that's a scary.
I wouldn't trust anybody. I'd be like, I'm gonna stay here where I know it's safe. And he was like, no, we're gonna go out there. So he put me out there because he had to come back to work. And he was like, I will be back once I can transfer over to California and find an AT&T that can hire me, you know, as the manager. And so I waited out there. I had my grandma out there with me, and she was with me for a while. Rest in peace, Grandma Carmen. I had her on a lot of my vlogs when I was starting. Yeah. Her nickname was Grumpy Grandma because she was crazy. She would come in like from Houston. We'd pick her up, and she was like, "I'm hungry." Like she would make friends with everybody.
Oh,
yeah, she was. So
I think
fun.
I remember when you posted about that whole little moment.
Yeah.
Aww. How sweet.
Yeah, she's such a great person. But yeah, she was out here with me and Jaden. And for the first 2 years, it was rough. I thought I was going to go home. I didn't think I was going to make anything out here. But things started to pick up. And then opportunities came to where it's like we can actually have a long-lasting career if we invested in ourselves.
Wow.
And so we did, and now we have Dominique Cosmetics, and that has been my biggest goal.
Dude, when you came out with that, I just thought, I literally said, about time. Like, you've gone through so much, like, through social media. Like, again, you've been at this for so long. Not, how many, 9 years?
9 years. I am literally I am the grandmother of YouTube at this point. Every time I go to an event, like if I go to an event, I guess I go to a lot of events. But when I see the people, I'm like, I am like the oldest person. They're like babies now.
Yeah. But I mean,
it's cool to see.
You set that pathway for a lot of people. You there was like a good amount of you guys like just holding hands and everybody just guiding, like opening the doors for people and like showing people like this is how it's done, and nobody can beat it, honestly. Like there's a lot of like, I'll even say for myself, like I know that I can't ever be like you or Karen or whatever, and I'm meant to be like my own person and do things that I like or whatever, but it's just insane the amount of time that you've been here, and you've done so good. I love it. So I want to know more about Dominique Cosmetics because I'm a fan. I actually I showed you I have the soft, is it soft pillow or pillow soft?
Pillow soft.
Yeah. In my purse. I love it, you guys. So good. Little lip stain, cheek stain. Nice.
Thank you.
Very pigmented and cute. I want to know how Dominique Cosmetics started for you guys then.
So we were ready to invest in ourselves.
Yeah.
And creating something that was mine that I've been passionate about all my life I was ready to take that, risk. And so we went in, and at first I wanted something that I always needed help with as a younger artist. And that was having all my things in one palette. I wanted something that was multi-purpose, that I could take with me anywhere. And so I created like a multi-purpose pan size and an eyeshadow palette, and that came out. It did really well. And then I was like, ooh, another eyeshadow palette. So I was doing project per project, and I wasn't really focusing on the bigger picture for my brand. And so, but when I first got into, launched the brand, I had Ulta, Sephora, they all were interested. And I was like, this is insane. And so they were like, either you come with us or you come with us. And so I picked Sephora. And I've been with Sephora, but when I got in there, I really didn't know where I was going as a whole. But I knew that I was very passionate about these projects that I was putting out from Dominique Cosmetics. And not until, a a few years later, I was like, I'm ready to rebrand because I know what I want. And I've listened to everybody that came back and they were like, we love your products. They're so good, but I don't know who Dominique is. It looks different every time. And I was like, no, I took a step back and I was like, who are we? And why did I start this? So now I'm rebranded. I think we started putting out quotes, like motivational messaging, because that's how I started. I started from a place of insecurity. That's why I got into makeup. But that's what made me so much more powerful in myself, so much more confident and like empowered. And so that's what I wanted to put out in everything that I did. And I'm like, how do I do that? Well, motivational messaging, as soon as you look into anything, it's affirmation. Yeah. So that sticks in your head. And I know that I wanted to, my goal for my brand is to make everything so much easier in a way that you've never seen before. Right. So I want to be, everything that we create is innovative in a way that you've never seen this product like this. Wow. It does this and it shortens your time. I want to simplify everyone's makeup routine in a unique way.
Because you do yours pretty fast. Yes or no?
I mean, I feel like I do now, but if I wanted to, I could take like 3 hours.
Yeah, no, but like you've already locked it down like this. Where it's like,
yeah. So I'm like, how can I shorten people's time frame and while they're getting ready in a unique way? Mm-hmm. So we created our brow frame pencil, which is a shape that's not been out there ever.
It's like the angled like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It has it angled, it sharpens, and it's unique. Everybody has a brow pencil, but what makes us stand out is that it's going to simplify routine in a very innovative way. Yeah. And so the same thing with our concealer. It has a multi-purpose function.
Gosh.
So it's like, I used to do the eye swirler in the morning because I get puffy in my eyes.
Uh-huh.
So what I did is
big balls?
No, I would get like, okay, so I would have, those like
the jade rollers.
I would just put them and ice them in the freezer, and I'd put them on, and I'd be like, oh. But I was like, how can I do this in the morning? Something that I do every morning in my concealer. Yeah. So we made it metallized. There has been other metallized like tube formulas, but I'm like, I want.
Oh yes.
Yeah, but I custom created a wand so that every time you go in and out, it gives you the perfect amount without overdoing your concealer.
It's honestly one of my favorite concealers, you guys. Like, and I told you that first night that I met you too.
Yes.
I was like, oat milk.
I was like, oh my god,
oat milk and almond milk are like my brighten and my concealing, and I absolutely love it. And
will you have it for life?
I will. I'm trying to save as much as I get it right, as much as I can. I'm saving it. No, but honestly, you guys, I could tell what you're saying. I could tell because in the products that I've been using as well. Yeah. Latte palette. Yeah. Love it. Everything is on brand with who you are. Also, like, you can have a brand, but you're also sticking to like meshing your brand with it. And I love it. Like almond milk, oat milk, like love that.
I love my coffee.
I do too. I'm like, I'm gonna go get one after this.
I literally talked about it before we even started.
I'm like, not the fiending.
Yeah, I know, right?
Fiend. Wow. Okay. And Caesar has always backed it up as well, of course.
I feel like I could want to do anything and he'll back it up. He'll be like, yeah, I want to start, like, if I want to start anything, he'll be like, yes,
I want you to say,
I want a Muppet show. We're going to start that. We're going to make it the best Muppet show I've ever seen. Yes.
I would love to hear you tell him one wild thing, like one thing that you wouldn't do, but just to see if he would say yes. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, so obviously you just launched the Pillow Soft.
Yes.
What do we have in mind for next year or like something, little sneak peek or?
You know what? I'm in the works for like 5 different things right now.
Okay.
And they're all being reworked because I don't want to see something that I see everywhere. Yeah. That does the same thing this one does and that one does. So it's going to take a little work, but I do also have there aren't just regular things that I want to come out with that are okay, that are just good quality products that are just good. Yeah. And I have that coming too. Yeah.
I'm excited.
But more so like the innovation part takes a long time.
Because you want to be different.
I do. I need to stand out because I understand that I am a smaller brand and I need to make an impact.
Yeah. Like you have to set that difference, but kind of like stay on trend in a sense, but just make it different. And then, I get it. No, I get it. I applaud you because that's a lot of work, and makeup isn't easy, and a lot of critics. Have you gotten a lot of, have you gotten hate about it?
Oh my God, yes. Oh, that looks like everything I've seen, or that looks like this or that. Everything looks the same, or like that's not even, I've gotten so much feedback. Like, but then I have people that really love it, and
it motivates you.
Yeah, it motivates me.
As long as you're happy. You're happy, you know what you're coming out with, what product. I cannot wait. I can't wait to see all the new things because I just feel like it means much more. And then more because you know the person too. Yeah. Like it just feels like I could, and Sephora? Like that's crazy.
Thank you.
Sephora?
I've been there. Like we were in store, we rebranded, we got out, and now we're online with like a palette. Wow. And now it's like, I really don't feel like I need to be in any store as long as I'm doing what I need to do on my end, because I feel like some stores feel like they just don't get it. They're like, it's already out there. Everything's been done. Like you need to have a lot of capital behind you in order because they don't give you anything. You have to, how expensive those
end caps?
Gondolas? No, not the end cap, but the gondola.
The thing, yes.
It's in every store. No, I'm not there yet. I'm gonna be honest,
no,
and that's my goal. Like, is to be able to be anywhere. Totally. But we're working on it, and I think we're gonna get there.
Good, I believe it. I'm gonna stand behind Caesar too. I'm gonna be like, "You go, girl. You do it." I'm gonna be like, "Go, Christen."
Manifest,
I know, Caesar. Where are you? No, I love it. Okay, we're gonna go on a quick break again, and then we'll come back and do a little wrap up.
Okay.
All right. Welcome back, you guys. Again, we have the gorgeous Christen Dominique. Just finished talking about her social media journey and Dominique Cosmetics, which I'm a fan of. Applauding to you. It's a lot of hard work and very few people can do it, and you're doing it. So I kind of want to know, obviously you mentioned your goals for your brand, but what are some personal goals for Christen?
For me?
Yes.
You know what? I have some fun ones, but like I think they're just more like they may never happen, but they're just fun. So I've always wanted to be like a performer since I was a child.
Is it like a Texan thing though too?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember hearing like Whitney Houston. This is so freaking. It makes me so old. But I was like 5 in the car, and I was like, yes, I'm going to be a singer. So I went home. I went to school, and I told everybody that I was going to be on all these shows. Like I was lying to everyone that I was going to be famous. Why?
You're famous, but in another way.
I said, I don't understand. So then, that happened. I always wanted to be a singer, and then Selena came out. I was like 7.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm going to be Selena.
Yes.
So all
True
my
Texan
life,
girl.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to be a performer. And then I realized, I would even, this is so embarrassing, and I don't know when the personality did the switch, but I remember being in the locker room. Everything happens in the locker room, by the way. And I stood up on the bench in I don't know if somebody told me to do it, but I did it. And I sang the song that I was practicing. And then I realized, maybe I shouldn't be a singer.
Like, yeah, this isn't for me.
It's going to be for me. So makeup was my thing. But maybe one day I'll record a song.
Yeah.
But you never know.
Dude, you only live once. Might as well.
Yeah, but I want to be in a movie one day. Like, these are my crazy dreams.
No, you should.
I want to be, something like that.
Yes.
I think that would be fun. But my ultimate goal, honestly, is for my family to be so happy and just they're very comfortable, and I'm so grateful in my life right now. I just want my son to be so happy, successful, and make amazing decisions in his life.
Yeah.
Like that's, I really want, like everything that I do every single day, but like off camera is to like, I have talks with him. I have little TEDx talks with him. I talk to him about life and how to look at people, how to see people, and know that everybody's going through something different. So don't when you react to things, just keep that in mind. Or when they're reacting to you, keep that in mind. Like I just want him to be a well-rounded, beautiful human being. That is my goal.
Oh, please, Jaden. Please. No, because
we're watching you.
I know, Jaden. No, because it's important, and like I appreciate that, because a lot of parents, they don't take the time to teach that, and sometimes they lack it in school. Like whenever, and it's just sad because there's like so many situations like there's just to be kind. It doesn't cost anything to be kind. And I love that you're teaching him that, because it is true. A lot of people now in this society, like, with like, the
Everything that's
shootings
happening
and the scary things, it's like that kid needed help or somebody, you know what I mean? So it's like, it means a lot, like parents taking the time now to teach their kids, like, just be kind to people, like, or respect people, or you know what I mean?
Just be compassionate and understanding.
Yes.
That's like,
because times are so different. Like, obviously, when you went to school and then when I went to school, like, it wasn't as scary. Like, and there's that anxiety. Like, I don't have kids, but I have a bunch of nieces and nephews that I think they're my kids. Like, I every morning I'm like, God, just please bless them, protect them, cover them, like, remind them to be kind. May you just be there and guide them, because I feel like it's obviously the next generation. Like, and we don't know how they're going to end up, but you're doing your best as a mom, and a lot of people are.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I get really passionate about kids, and like when it comes to those topics, like really like having compassion for people, and like, because not only am I going through mental issues, but what if like Jaden is, or people his age or in his class, and it's like, it's just, nothing kills to be kind, even as adults. You guys listen to Christen, because you never really, no one knows what we're going through.
No, you never know what's going on behind the scenes for someone. And also just like having confidence in himself. Yes. I'm just like, just know that anything anyone else says that's negative is really irrelevant.
Because you were insecure.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's like,
so just being told like, just stupid things like, you're ugly or you're weird, or
those things last.
Yeah.
Those things last. And it's like,
the you're weird really, really lasts. I'm like, you be even weirder, because that's what makes you who you are. Yeah. You're unique. If everybody was the same, it'd be boring.
Yeah.
So you be you. I don't care how awkward, do it. Oh. That's what makes you you. That's what it makes you so you. Like, I love it.
Through all the things that you've been through, all the trauma, all like, your childhood, what is one thing that you can share like with the audience or your followers and people watching? One thing that you learned, or a piece of advice.
Okay, that's deep. Yeah. Let me think about
it.
I would say, I mean, I feel like it's so cliche to say believe in yourself, because everyone around, like, nobody's gonna believe you until you do. That's the thing. Like, you can. Yeah, like, believing in yourself isn't just a thought, it's an action. Like, you have to do things every day to lead up to that goal. Yeah. You can't just say, I want to do this, but you don't do anything to move towards that goal. Be very so confident in every way in yourself, physically, mentally, so that when somebody does say something, it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's my version of believe in yourself.
Yes. Because it's true. Like, how are you going to get somewhere if you don't even feel it yourself? Or like, are you doing things just to do it? Which I feel that, because it took me a long time to believe in myself and to actually commit myself to do things, because I've always like, I was always overweight. Like, I didn't speak Spanish perfectly. And like, my mom, I wanted to separate myself from who my mom was and my family. Like, cause we're all different. Yes. So I get what you mean. Okay, this is like our last like little speed round. Okay. Where do you see your platform, or what do you want to do with your platform now that you've worked almost 10 years in this? What do you want to do with your platform now?
I really love helping people. I really love like showing them, like, if they didn't have a mom or sister to show them, I want to be that mom or sister. And I always want to do that. I don't mind being 40 years old and still like sharing what I want to share, because I want to. I like it. I don't do it because I have to. I do it because I really enjoy it. It's fun. And I have little friends everywhere.
Yeah, you do. You meet them anywhere. Well, good. I'm gonna be like, Christen, I need something.
Yeah, I got you. Eyelash tips, I got you.
Period. Okay, last one. Do you have any future collabs or like a mental vision board, like of goals or people that you would love to work with?
I Actually, I was just talking about this the other day with Caesar. I'm like, I would really love to work with these few people. Yeah, I do. Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah. Manifesting. We're saying it out loud. We're learning something from Caesar and he's not even here.
I know. I really like when somebody really likes our product and they're like a massive social media person. I'm like, I would love to work with them, but I would never ask them.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I've never asked anyone. I did something with Jade a while back. That was just like a conversation we had, but like I never went out and like to somebody I didn't know.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of them out there.
Okay. We'll keep it private. We'll keep it private, you guys. We're going to manifest in your head. Can I say one that I would love for you to work with?
Yeah.
I would love to see, and I don't know if she has, but Monet.
I love Monet.
I love her.
Yeah.
Love her content.
Oh my God.
That would be crazy.
That would be amazing.
That would. Monet. Monet. She's really good. If someone says at Dominique Cosmetics, just reply.
Just yes.
Out
Everybody
there.
Everybody go comment on Monet's video right now.
Please, Dominique Cosmetics. Dominique's, get the concealer.
Yes.
What is it? The
Wide Awake.
Wide Awake. You see, I knew. I have
you
in my head.
You know the word.
I know them. They're a little twisted in my head, but
for even knowing any of those words. I would just say, like, I love your concealer.
No,
but, like, the fact that
I know that
Wide Awake.
Yes.
That's insane.
You see?
Pillow soft.
There you go. Soft. I said soft pillow, but it's the same thing. Anyways, all right, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I honestly had a great conversation with you and felt like I connected with you on a whole nother level, and I really appreciate you just coming here and being vulnerable and having
Thank you. I feel the same.
Yes. Okay, good.
I want to go and do stuff.
Yes.
I want to go get a latte together.
Yes. Now that we live close to each other somehow, we're going to go and just, do girl things.
Time.
Yes. All right, you guys. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, listening from wherever you guys are at. Make sure you guys go follow Christen on all her social platforms. I'm going to leave them right here so that you guys can go ahead and check her out, my lovely, beautiful friend. And Dominique Cosmetics, if you guys haven't, do not sleep on it because it is chef's kiss. Thank you guys. Again, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Overcomfort Podcast is a production of iHeart's My Cultura Podcast Network.